So once more, the church leadership, our very distinguished guest, Pastor George Obado. Leo nimejua pastor, before I used to use another title. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Maybe before I lead the very few remarks that I have here with me today, let me say two things. One is to pass very warm greetings from my boss, the High Commissioner of the Republic for Kenya in Tanzania. He was actually supposed to be the chief guest, but because of unavoidable circumstances, he could not be here with us. But he decided, because the office is big, there's no way we're going to abandon one of our own, one who always supports us whenever we call upon him, and therefore, he delegated to me to be here with you today. Mumepokea salamu? Ya pili, kama vile Pastor George alisema, ni jambo ngumu sana kuzungumza kama yule mtaalamu mkuu kabisa ashazungumza. Na kwa mimi saa hii niko na wakati mgumu sana, kwa sababu vile Ogutu alizungumza na akafuatwa na Pastor George, sasa niko katika wakati mgumu sana. Lakini hata hivyo nitaendelea kwa kusema machache kabisa ambayo imeelekezwa kwa kuunga mkono yale yote yamesemekana siku ya leo. Na munisamee leo nizungumze ile lugha ya Kimombo, wakati mwingine nitazungumza ile lugha ya Kiafrika vile mumesikia. Kwa hivyo, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be part of this great event, an event that is in honor and in celebration of not just one, but multiple achievements and milestones by our brother, George Obado, and all those that have worked with him to make it happen. I have had the privilege of working with Pastor George on a number of programs. I also have had the opportunity to read, actually to peruse the book before today, and I can assure you that the book, My Leadership Letters, has been written by George, the leader. So let's give him an applause. As we all know, writing a book is not an easy task. And more so, a book that is so deeply engaging, and a book on leadership. Throughout my career, that spans over a quarter of a century, a century, not a decade. I have read numerous books on leadership, on management, and many other related subjects. But I can tell you for a fact that the few hours that I spent yesterday in my house perusing the book, they gave me a lot of joy, a lot of satisfaction in knowing that we have in our midst great minds and great men who have embraced the concept of servant leadership, not only in theory, but in practice. And for that, let us give them a round of applause. As I read through the letters, and even though I was alone in the house, I kept on nodding, paragraph after paragraph. And the reason being, these letters spoke to me very directly and very specifically, and I felt touched. And particularly, if you if you have the opportunity of reading letter number 4, which discusses about egoism and humility in leadership. And I can assure you the concept of humility is a very difficult concept to embrace, particularly when you're in a leadership position. So this is the letter that really touched me, and that really whatever it's written there was like speaking to me directly. I want to encourage those of you who have not already obtained a copy to at least make sure that as you leave this place, you have a copy. And even for those who maybe have already obtained a copy, I encourage you to also obtain another copy that you can give to either your friends, your family members, so that they are able to also benefit from this great knowledge. And also, in addition to that, we also call upon you to, going forward, become ambassadors of marketing this great book. Because I'm very sure the moment you read this book, you're going to be sold on it, like I am currently sold on this particular book. I give accolades to the author for the fact that the book has been written in a different style than we are used to. You know, most of us are used to reading those books that go from chapter to chapter to chapter, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so forth. But this book is written in form of letters. And what that does is that it speaks to your mind and also speaks to your heart, because you feel like the author is really talking to you. And we all know what happens when something really touches your heart. So may I again, no, the second reason that I consider the book to be unique is the fact that the book contains very practical experiences and examples. And I'm sure a number of us have read multiple books, and particularly on leadership. And some of them have just concept that doesn't touch on reality, isn't it? So the book, whatever ideas are being discussed there, lose credibility. But the fact that this book is based on practical experience and gives practical examples, it makes whatever is being discussed there very credible. My take home after reading the few letters, and I want to assure you I'm going to read this book until the very end. And I'm not only going to read the book once, I am going to read the book many and many times until I make sure at least I've internalized whatever ideas that are contained in this particular book. So my take is that this book is going to be a game changer in corporate boardrooms and in public organization in Africa and beyond, as leaders embrace the 5 pillars of leadership development that are advocated in this particular book. And these pillars have been enumerated here before, but for purposes of reminding ourselves, the first one is purpose, the second one is vision, then there is value, there is emotional intelligence, and then there is servant leadership. So like it was said here earlier on, if all leaders can be able to embrace these particular pillars and concepts, then as Africa, both in the corporate boardrooms as well as in public organization, we'll be moving in the right direction. That having been said, once again, a very hearty and warm congratulations to Pastor George Obado, the publisher of the book, and all those who contributed in one way or the other to make this happen. We are very proud to be associated with you. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Mbarikiwe sana. Asante.